They found his body by the river, but his shadow was still standing. It stayed there, stuck to the ground, like it was waiting for something or someone. There was a man named Iduma. He lived alone, by the edge of a small village near a thick forest and a deep river. People called him the Dry One because his life had no joy. No wife, no job, nothing. He was poor, tired, and hungry. One day, he went to the riverbank to pray. But what answered him was not God. As Iduma knelt by the river, a cold wind blew. The water became still, too still. Then a voice came from deep inside the water. It was soft, but it shook the ground. You want power? You want riches? Give me your shadow. Iduma looked around. He was alone, but the river was speaking. That night, Iduma returned. He lit a small candle and stood at the edge of the river naked, just as the voice told him. The voice said, "Step forward. Say the words, and your shadow will be mine." Iduma said the words. As he stepped forward, his shadow pulled away from his body like smoke peeling off skin. He screamed, but it was done. The next week, Iduma became rich. His farm grew without rain. His house became the biggest in the village. He wore gold. People bowed when he passed. But no matter where he stood, he cast no shadow. People whispered. Children cried when they saw him in the sun. At night, Iduma could hear footsteps behind him, even when he was alone. He started seeing dark figures in mirrors. His food would rot before he touched it. Worse, he couldn't sleep, because his shadow would sometimes appear at the foot of his bed and just stare. One night, the river called again. This time it wasn't a voice. It was a scream, loud and long, like a woman giving birth and dying at the same time. Iduma ran to the river, but the water was red. He tried to leave the village, but his legs refused. He tried to pray, but his mouth wouldn't open. The spirit had returned, and it was hungry. The next morning, villagers found Iduma's body lying face down at the riverbank. But something was wrong, very wrong. His body had no shadow, but a shadow was still standing nearby on the ground, moving slowly like it was breathing. When they tried to touch it, it vanished. Now, people say on certain nights when the moon is full, you can see a shadow walking by the river, with no body, and if you stare at it too long, it will follow you home. Be careful what you give to the river. Some things can never be taken back.